Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, and Brother Sean Ali. We're coming on today for another episode of the Health and Wellness Power Hour. So, as you come in, y'all go ahead and share this video out. Share this video out. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And our topic today is fit after 50. Fit after 50. So, Brother
Mm.
Sean, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. God,
Yes, sir. How's it going over there in your world?
man, I mean, I'm living and I'm appreciating life, appreciating my life. I mean, because that's
Yes,
all I have. So anything other
exactly.
than that is out of my
It don't
control and
even matter.
stressful. That's where the stress is at. So
Right,
yeah,
right,
I'm appreciating
exactly.
counting my heartbeats, my
Yes,
breath. Yeah, yep.
yeah, that's what I've been in trying to be more grateful. I always try to be grateful, but just being intentional about it. Definitely grateful for life and another day to breathe and get it right. Strive to get it right.
I mean, see, and I'm glad you said that. So, and since we talking, because I hear that, and we didn't put ourselves together,
Right.
and after we get a certain age and get the intellect and all of that, we look at ourselves and we could see a whole lot of stuff that if we were to put ourselves together, we can find some things that we would have added or taken away or whatever, and that's not right or wrong. It's what it is, so it's like some people, that measurement of being grateful is not a concept or it's hard to achieve because they didn't put themselves together. And sometimes the people that put you together they not even grateful or love you, so it's like, you know that could be a thin line, a fine line where some people would have to not use the word grateful because it's not that they're not ingrateful, but I didn't put myself together. And had I did, it's things I would have personally changed, because I didn't put this together. And that's how, I mean, so that's something that's a natural inclination for all of us. Because as babies, the first thing we do is we looking at our hands and fingers and toes in the mouth because we didn't create this. We're
Right.
in this. You feel what I'm
Discovering.
saying? Right,
That's the
right,
discovery.
right. And it might take some longer in their discovery of what somebody else created, which is them, to find that gratitude with the life. Because, like I say, we coming in with other people's baggage, you know, and I know I came with a lot of baggage from my parents, my mother and my father,
Right.
Shoot. Now,
But
in the life that I have learned to create for myself, I can find that what would be that called gratitude for my life. Because yes, at a point I didn't put me together, so I'm under that influence of other people. But after I start to feed myself and I pick with literature I read and things, you know what I mean, and with music I listen. Now this is how we recreate
you're
ourselves.
writing your life and your mental wellness. Come on now.
You
Show
dig?
over. Show's over.
But that's how, I mean, because you and I wasn't, because like I said, using my own life, not even using somebody else's. It to that to apply that word grateful, and when I hear that, to honor your mother and father so your days may be long on the earth, that's was hard for me. Where now that I'm 50, not because I'm 50, But because I've recreated my life and I don't have to just go off of what they put together.
Right.
So now I've taken the vessel, boom. But like I say, some people just aren't born the conditions we're born under. It's just, man, it ain't even have anything to do with white people.
Right.
It's them. I'm sorry, but and that's a part of that getting fit after 50, because this is baggage that we can carry,
Right.
and we don't know how to address it. We don't know how to solve it. So in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, that baggage becomes mental wear and tear.
Mental weight.
Right. And it's just like Erykah Badu, the bag lady, the bag man. And
Right.
not only can we not find other people relationships, but we can't carry it anymore.
Just as they say, let go and let God.
And you be the God.
Right. It's like at this point, it don't matter. We
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Let's go from here. Let's build from here.
Yes. And that's we health and wellness start is mental first.
Right. Exactly.
You mentally create the picture of yourself that you want to look like. So you'll lift weights, you'll do the routine to either get you the bigger butt, bigger chest, bigger arms, whatever, but you mentally picture yourself first.
Right.
You
Right.
mentally right, you mentally
Yes.
picture how healthy you want to be, how you should be mentally picturing how long you're going to live. These are the things that the body takes that mental picture, and the brain automatically computes. If you think it, here, this is where the thought comes at. It
Right.
automatically your body works to bring it into fruition.
Right. Yes.
Man,
As a
look at
man thinketh, so is he.
right. So and this is getting fit after 50.
Right.
We have to first know that anything is possible. We have to know that if we're looking, because our perception will be the basis for what we look for,
Right.
and what we look for will be what we find. Easy equation, right?
Right.
So if we're
Like a
looking,
self-fulfilling prophecy.
right, if this is the glass of life, right? We
Yes.
got half full, half empty, right? So how we look at it will determine what we do. So if I'm looking at my life as half full, then if I'm looking at it as half full, it's an equation. It's like two. So we're looking for what would be here and what would be here, right? So
Right.
if I'm looking at it, okay, now if I'm looking at it as half empty, what would be the equation? 2 minus 2 would equal 0, because if it's half empty, eventually it will empty all the way, because
Right.
that's the flow, right? So if
Yes.
I'm looking at it as half full, now it's 2 plus 2, what will give me 4, because of the perception is I'm looking for it to fill up. So
Right.
if my perception creates what I'm looking at and looking for, now if I'm looking at it, my life as half empty, the things that I'm looking for will be just pleasurable. It
Right.
won't be nothing health and wellness, because I'm shit, we gotta die anyway, so I must start living my best life. I got the bucket list, the
Right.
things I want to do before I die.
Kick the bucket. Right.
See, I'm looking to die. So
Wow.
the things that I do will subconsciously and inadvertently create or cause and give me what I'm looking for. I'm going to
Right.
find it. Be careful what you're looking for. Don't they say
Words
that?
matter. That goes back to words matter.
Get it.
You trying to
So,
do things before you the bucket.
and that's those things is what going to make you cause you to kick the bucket because at the
Wow.
end you are the God of your life. This is your life.
Yes, sir.
So if you're looking at it from a half full perspective, now the things you're looking for and looking at will be how to eat to live. It'll be fasting. It'll be exercise. It'll be aromatherapy. It'll be the
Right.
wow factor. It'll be all of the things you hear us talk about that your doctor has given you already,
Right.
but you will be looking for it. And guess what you will eventually do? You will eventually be filling up your cup. Phew.
It's- wow. But
Listen,
you
he said,
oh,
go ahead, sis.
that's coming from How to Eat to Live.
I was going to look, page 27. This is book number 2. And it says, do not say, I am already so old that I do not have much longer to live anyway. That is true. But if you want to add a few more days to this already distance age you have, you can add to your life by stopping right now from plunging into the grave. And you can
Mm,
add more days to your life.
right. Awesome.
we gotta, because God, see, we gotta understand from a perspective. When God found us, we already was in a state of zero, man. We already was in a state of death, state of being abused, state of being misused, a state of
Right.
premature death. So we already was less than one, because everybody looked at the so-called American Negro as their dog. He came
Absolutely.
and he stood in front of us.
One in front of the zero.
Listen, it made us into himself. Oh,
Yes, sir.
man. If we but accept it,
Totally.
accept
Exactly.
your own and be
And be
yourself.
yourself.
Man,
Right.
listen, right? So
Yes.
if we take the information that totality and we added with the little bit of things that we see, we didn't have a lack of exercise at first. We didn't have a lack of rest because there wasn't no all night nothing, right? Even
Right.
in our lifespan, the TV used to go off. You hear that American flag joints come on, and
Right.
that is, you can
Yes.
watch TV.
You're not watching nothing.
Yes,
A blank screen.
yes, static, right? So, and it didn't come on until a certain time. You didn't have your TV
Right.
wasn't off, but it wasn't transmitting nothing, and you didn't have but a few channels. Whatever those channels was on your dial, that and you wasn't getting all of them. 4, 5,
Right.
7, 9, and a
That's the
couple of the other
basic,
ones.
basic.
Right,
Yes.
right. So when we're looking at that, the things that we now do, they weren't addressed or weren't a problem when How to Eat to Live, the last one was 1972. So when
Right.
that was given to us, we weren't doing the things that we went what we didn't have a sedentary lifestyle. Even our levels of stress wasn't nowhere near the now stresses that we have now, right?
Exactly.
So Now we have a few little other sunlight. We was in the sun all day back then. Now we hiding from the sun. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we just added some of these things onto these other factors that we have, and we do that, man. We put the body on a trajectory. It's unstoppable.
Yes.
Look at all the things we done to our body so far, and we still here, man. That ain't because of somebody right now keeping you alive through their will. That's how your body is created.
It's
It's
created.
virtually almost indestructible. You gotta take yourself through hell, man,
Right.
just to kill
Because the
yourself.
body's gonna fight to the death to stay alive.
They call it fish breathing. For anybody that's ever dealt with hospice and somebody that's
Mhm.
being sent home to die, that's when the body is fighting for breath. Those are usually the last breath. They call it's like a fish out of water, so they call it the fish breath.
Mm,
But the body is always fighting to live.
right.
You might not wanted it to live. When you try to kill yourself, it's not easy. You be hanging and your body's trying to get off.
It's automatically.
What? You would have climbed up there trying to jump. You've been up there for 3 hours. You can't. Your legs ain't trying to. It's not responding because we aren't geared for
Wow.
that. You feel me? So this is why you'll see people in these positions of killing themselves for hours because your body is not responding.
Wow.
Self-preservation is the first law
Of
of
nature.
nature. Okay, man.
That's right.
You even if you don't want to preserve yourself, the nature of you, of your cells, of our cells is preservation.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now we're gonna get to the fun part.
Okay.
You
Oh,
ready?
yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I mean I'm just hey because brother Kente, he describes our show as the class.
The class.
Yeah. So, I talked to him. He was like, "Yeah, brother, the class, man." So, hey, I like that. I didn't know that that's how he thought about it, but he shared that with me. So
Praise be
he was
to
like,
Allah.
"I got, yeah, praise be to. I gotta make the class." So when we're looking at aging, right, or aging, it's not a process. Aging is not a process. It's not. It's not. Aging is a disease.
Disease.
Yes. Because if we look at, so it's not a process. It's just like COVID or any other bacteria infection, a cut, any other disease or injury that the body could go through. It's not a process because cells don't age. When we're looking at our basic common denominator, we are cells, right? So
Right.
we are looking, the cells have meiosis, mitosis, right? This is life. And they
Right.
have apoptosis and necrosis. This is death. There's no, and the only thing that we have separately is what is called senescence. So this is where we find aging at. Now, this is how the cells divide and reproduce. So we have programmed
Hmm.
and unprogrammed, right? So if one of them cells in your body becomes injured, aged, sick, diseased, it will go through your body will perform apoptosis to get rid
Right.
of it, and your cell will do meiosis or mitosis and make a new one. So there is no aging process.
Right.
Now we have something called senescence. This is where the cell becomes injured or damaged, and it escapes apoptosis. It's in the middle of, it's almost the stage of necrosis, which is unprogrammed cellular death. So the cell can do its job, but it cannot perform meiosis or mitosis. It cannot
Right.
reproduce. So it's waiting to die. The hair cells, when we lose our hair, when we lose
Right.
limbs, right? So when wrinkles, those cells, they are under the state of senescence where they can still be skin, but it can't reproduce. So it's stuck. Your body, and they call this irreversible. This is where
Mm-hmm.
the aging process is at. It's
In
cellular,
senescence. Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
But this world calls it irreversible because the cell is still doing its job, but there literally isn't any life in it. And if that cell dies, there's no apoptosis. It's not, your body isn't creating a new cell to replace it.
Right.
So, but that's with this world. So now when you put into the factor of your body under your control, if you stop moving, your body doesn't move. Your
Right.
heart rate slows down, your breathing slows down, everything in your body slows down to the most minimal effort because you're not using it. It's waiting for you to decide what to do so it can move in that direction. We have the ability, and these are cells that we are moving.
Right.
So we have the ability because growth hormones and stem cells come from right here. They originate from the pituitary gland or gland of the brain. So we can control how to this aging process through the lifestyle factors. So when we have the main interrupter is stress. Sister Denise, stress is a
Mhm.
killer, right?
Definitely.
There's many
Yes.
ways we can get stressed out. So
Right.
there's many ways we can become unstressed or de-stress,
Mm-hmm.
but there's none faster than the way that you can give us, right?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's aromatherapy. And the one that comes to mind for that is eucalyptus. When you inhale eucalyptus, it
Mm,
immediately lowers your cortisol hormone
mm,
levels, which is the
mm,
stress hormone. Just
mm,
taking the top off. You don't even have to put any in your hand if you don't want to. Just
mm,
inhale and exhale.
mm. Come on, man.
It's
Hey,
that simple.
come on, man. Come on with it now.
Within 22 seconds, it immediately lowers your stress hormone.
That's the eucalyptus.
Yes. And it's good for your respiratory system. So you're going to breathe better. You're going to be de stressed, relaxed, and yeah, in a good state of mind.
Okay. So we got the eucalyptus, right? Bam.
Yes, sir.
So when you inhale it, right? The inhale, the olfactory nerves is right here. So when you inhale it, because it's two things, it's electrical and it's chemical.
Right.
right? So the if those molecules look like that, when we inhale it, the brain or the nose is breaking that apart and releasing that electrical energy. This is the chemical energy that is in the bloodstream. So
Yes.
this is traveling down that spinal column, right? And it goes to the vertebrae that controls our adrenal glands. So when it says it helps to control our cortisol levels, because that electrical impulse that's unlocked, it travels down the spinal column to the adrenal glands and it helps to shut them off, right? Chemically, those molecules are in the bloodstream.
Mm.
So every time your heart beats, boom, 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 it's carrying that those chemical
Right.
messengers to the target, helping
Yes.
to control and repair. So when we hear about that, what it's able to do within the body, this is how, because this, that, like I said, when those molecules are introduced, the body breaks it down. That's the first thing it does. It takes everything apart. The
Right.
catabolic and then the anabolic, it uses it. So this is how a brief understanding of how the body uses
Right.
those
Those
oils and breaks them
aromas.
down. Right,
Yes.
right. Because they are molecules. We just can't see
Right.
them. Right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. But that's
Awesome.
the and that's because our stress, the stress is right here. The HPA, the HPA axis is the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal gland axis. So the stress is starting here. It's hitting boom, and then it's sending that message down. So when you use, like she said, eucalyptus, and you put those molecules in, it's reversing that process because
Right.
the first is hitting that brain. So now it's diffusing and it's shutting down the hypothalamus, which shuts down the pituitary gland, which shuts down the adrenal gland. So you're out of the stress process. You're out of the
Right.
sympathetic nervous system. Now
Yes.
you're into the parasympathetic.
Parasympathetic. Rest and digest.
Right. So it's not when this aromatherapy is science.
It is.
Right.
It
So this is the
smells
part of
good
it.
to attract you to it, but then it's doing something behind the scenes.
Yes. Hey, there you go. Because you'll smell it again. You'd be
Right.
like, man, what? So you done smelt it about 10 times just trying to, because the smell is so
Smells
like,
so good.
right,
Right.
right. And now, so you just dose it. You just,
Yes.
you just dosing them in. You know, and that's God.
Right. That's the beauty of it.
That's God, you know. And like you say, if this is where that stress is at, you know, because it's the stress axis.
Mhm. And it
So
starts mentally, in going back to what you said about our perception, because
mhm.
what may be stressful to me from my perception may not be stressful for you, you know.
Right, right, right. Very yes, very true. Because I'm stressed out with snakes. Some people
Oh,
aren't. I
me
mean, but
too.
I ain't gonna say I'm scared, but I'm gonna get stressed.
Right. Goodness.
I'm stressed out over spiders. So,
Yeah,
uh, there's a few things, like I said,
I'm
I ain't
right
gonna
there
use.
with you.
Yeah, I ain't using the fear or the scared, but I definitely get stressed around certain things. Boy, they stressing me out, brother. Getting stressed out.
Right.
Woo, you know. But this is that part of the getting, because getting fit after 50 isn't So it's not an hour program. I mean, it's can I mean the but it's because like you said, my stressor isn't your stressor. So we can have general topics, but they have how they apply to us as individuals is
It's
individual.
different. Right.
Right, right. So, and I definitely, we understand that. So, and I'm just saying it as a reminder, so yes, we are talking generally, and you can hear some things that be like, oh, that applies, and some things that don't. And
No.
we understand that because this is the general synopsis of how we can in the totality. So whatever we're going to cover something that fits you, we might cover something that doesn't. But
Right.
somebody go ahead.
Yes.
Somebody probably can fit the part that you don't. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Because these are universal. Like after 10, maybe stress maybe starts around, when you're getting into puberty and you're starting to change, and we starting to put that stress on ourselves. Do
Yes.
I fit
Right.
in? Am I there?
Peer pressure,
Right,
worrying about what other people think and all that.
right. So when you get into 50 and you got 20, 30 years of stress on your of the HPA axis, that means you got 20 to 30 years where you wasn't producing the growth hormones, because the growth hormones come from the HP axis. So if you hijack and all you got your body under is the HPA axis, you're not getting growth hormones. So this is
Right.
why you're aging. You have stem cells. So how can you have aging if you got a stem cell, which is a blank cell, and it could be anything in your body
Right.
or our body? Because right.
Exactly.
So this is how we learn to unlock, because the key is here. We see it. This is where stress is at, but this is where growth hormones are at. The same axis
Hmm.
will give you life or death.
Right.
And it's going to be ruled by your perception. Your perspective
There you go.
is going to create the basis of what you look for, which is going to determine what you find.
Right.
Mm.
Absolutely.
See how we did this, man? Look, this is what we want the class from, because we definitely, it's easy to unlock this. You got something in there for, well, I know you do.
Yes. I know I wanted to talk about thyme essential oil.
Thank you.
Um,
That's a good one. Yes,
and
yes, yes.
I was reading that it boosts glutathione levels in the heart, the liver, and the brain.
Mm.
You
What?
know that glutathione is what? The mother of antioxidants.
That gluta. So, hey, but that what you say it gets the
Thyme
so,
oil.
and that's how the body cleans up
Right.
heavy metals, toxics, viruses, dead cell parts, you know, antioxidant. Wow. So that means if you clean it up, see, we got all of these processes to clean, to renew, and to regenerate.
Or yes.
Right. So we missing something somewhere, man. We disconnected, because if this is unlimited power in this body. So we looking at only nowadays do we have these short lifespans, because when we go into the hieroglyphics and further back, them people they don't have short lifespans, even though they didn't calculate their life or celebrate birthdays, because that's new, but they didn't have these such short lifespans like we have.
Right.
That's only now us being raised under this world and our open enemy. But man, no,
Right.
man,
Yeah.
we missing out, man. I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying
they
we,
used
you know.
oils. They used oils, essential oils. Thyme, cypress, cedarwood, all of those oils are mentioned in the Bible. Frankincense. And yes, Sister Joy, that was thyme essential oil. Time. Give you more time.
Hmm. Because this is the key. See, this is the vehicle. This is the engine. This is the how I move the vehicle. So when I'm looking at the body, we never looked at the body as anything other than what it was, the way for me to manifest what I need to what I want.
Right.
So it carries us through this particular dispensation of our
Mhm.
energy being transferred and transformed. But we didn't have to do the things that we did because I control everything in my body with this.
Right.
I can control my liver with this. I can control right. So we got the 10th cranial nerve, right? The 10th cranial nerve is called the vagus nerve. It's right here on the brain stem, and it goes from the brain stem, and the vagus means winder. Vagus is Italian for wander because it wanders from the brain stem all the way down to the heart, the digestive system, and the reproductive organs. And it gives
Right.
us control over all of that, what we would call the lower self.
Right.
Because this is all the stuff that we would lead us eating wrong, sexual appetite. this, this is this is where the beastly earthliness is at, right? This
Yes.
is the high self,
Lower
see,
nature.
right? Adrenal glands, all that stuff, stress, all that stuff is here, right? So, but the vagus nerve is coming from the brain stem. In fact, it's right there. It's on both sides. The vagus nerves they extend down and boom, and if we breathe, just breathing
Hmm.
properly. It gives us control and it calms. So
Right.
this is what helped the essential oils because you are inhaling the essential oils through your nostrils. So when you breathe through your nostrils, you're getting nitrous oxide. When you exhale through your nostrils, you're activating your vagus nerve. But
Which
this is
does what against, for those that may not know? The
what's that?
vagus nerve, what is it?
That's how you calm your lower body.
Got you.
So when you got that excited heart rate, that excited blood pressure, that nervous, your stomach is bubbling and you think you want to control it. This is how we
Butterflies.
control it. It automatic the 10th cranial nerve. That's why it's there. So we
Right.
know all of these cranial nerves. You got one for your eye, your nose, your mouth, your facial. Like this is how we get control over our body. So the 10th that gives us control over all of these organs. Bam.
Yes, sir.
All you gotta do is breathe. Breathing, sometimes we don't want to breathe through our nose because of the atmosphere that we are in. Either it stinks, it keeps making me sneeze, my makes my nose sink, my sinuses get the essential oils help with that.
Yes. Yep.
What is
Lavender,
there you
lavender,
go. Go ahead, sis. Come on.
peppermint, lemon,
Hmm.
eucalyptus. All of those are good for allergies, keeping those symptoms at bay. you know.
Hmm. They give you something else to breathe.
Right. Natural antihistamine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
instead of using Benadryl and what is the other allergy? medicine, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that little green and the green thing.
Right.
That you can pawn them things. The ones you get the man, it's like a big business with Zyrtec, isn't it? Is it
Yes,
Zyrtec?
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they see you got people walking around. Oh man, you get and Sister Denise got
Get one of my
anything for you.
inhalers. Get one with those oils that I just mentioned: lavender, peppermint, lemon, and eucalyptus, and have it in the inhaler. Just pack it with you. Put it in your purse, your pocket. Take the top off, and that's it. Keep those allergies at bay.
That bottle will last you for years.
Yeah, they last a good minute.
This bottle, this is lavender. I don't have this man. This unless you don't and not dosing properly.
Right.
Other than that, these are one drop dosages. In the case of inhalation, you don't have to. You don't even have to use it.
Right.
Just pop the top and hit it. Bam! Put the top. Woo! Man, that lavender open up your nostrils too.
It sure will.
And a good one, not like that eucalyptus where that thing might be, but it's
all you need is one drop of eucalyptus because it will open you up for sure. Sis asked the question: is inhaling oils daily safe?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I have my diffuser going every day.
I done broke two of them jokers, man. They ain't nothing, man. They sitting over there. I ain't even threw them away yet. Them jokers broke, man.
Right.
Because I runs them.
See, I missed what you said about healing the liver. Please repeat that information.
I was just saying that with the liver heals itself. You can have as little as 25% of your liver and it will grow a whole new liver. But when we look at our brain, the division from the frontal lobe to the parietal lobe, we have efferent and we have efferent nerves. So when we're looking, we have efferent and we have efferent, right? Efferent are the signals coming from the body to the brain, the effect. Effect is the signals that come from the brain to the body. So the same way, if your liver is going through something, it sends that efferent message up to your brain, the part of your parietal lobe that your liver is received that. But we also have, it's a two-way street. So the same way a message can be sent up, we have a corresponding part that we can send a message down. The part is we don't know the pathway. So we don't know how to formulate a realistic message. We don't know what the liver looks like. We don't know what vertebrae is. So we can't, like, I can sit here and I can pick out my outfit tomorrow right now. Down to my sock. I know I can pick out the socks. I can tell how they gonna fit. The undergarments, I know how they gonna fit. Man, I can button up this shoe, put that towel on, right? We can do these things in our head, open our eyes, and get up and go in there and do it.
Right.
That's God. But just imagine, we got that power in the inside, but we don't know how to formulate that type of idea, like fine tune it, because we don't have a knowledge of self.
Right.
So I can create the thought that creates an effect on my body, good or bad. We do it all the time, right? We just have never been taught how to do it the good way, but that involves us knowing, like the liver, the vertebrae, so I can mentally picture that message coming from right here in my brain, going down my spinal column, bam, going to my vertebrae, bam, going to the liver, bam, going right, bam. I know what the cell look like, bam. I know what the see. So it's arteries and it's veins going to that part. So every time our heart beats, because remember the thoughts are chemical and electrical. So the thought that is created here, it also creates a chemical correspondent called a hormone, which is a chemical messenger.
Right.
So we have the neurotransmitter, which goes down the spinal column, and we have the hormone, the chemical transmitter, that's transmitted in the arteries. So now every time our heart beats, these arteries are carrying that message right here. But I have to know the pathway. I have to be able, just like I can envision my clothes that's in my closet that I'm not looking at. I know what everything that's in my closet. If I go in there right now and my son has borrowed one of my clothes, I will know soon as I open the doors. Dude, you been in my closet? You like I should know my body just like that.
Exactly.
That's what we
That's
lose.
knowledge of self.
And my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
Because this hurts. I've done something to hurt it. It don't just hurt. Right. So I've done something to hurt it. So now I go to the doctors. Doc, my stomach hurt. Doc, this hurt. Doc, I'm having a heart attack and it's heartburn. See, we don't know nothing. So we go, that's like going to a mechanic for my car and saying, hey, I think it's my transmission. He getting to the transmission like, nah, your transmission's good. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Right.
I'm wrong. So this is how we don't get healthier. This is how we lose our life. You know.
Yes, sir. Not knowing.
So
they say knowing is half the battle.
If your kidneys or livers is right here, right? On the part of the brain, and you got an oil that can help unlock the brain to free it up to do other things besides stress and worry and anger.
Right.
Right. See, the oil helps to they part of that, they help to unlock the power that we spend on foolishness,
right, on worry and anxiety, stress, panic attacks.
That's power. Cortisol and adrenaline is power, but love.
Come on, that's another topic. Save that for next week.
Yeah. That love though is power too.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
But this, I'm glad.
We have a question. She says, in dealing with post-concussions or symptoms of CTE brain injuries, are there oils or natural treatments for that?
Yes. I don't know about the oils, but in science, they have something called neurogenesis. And this is the science of growing or regrowing brain. Neurogenesis. I wish I had made this stuff up, man. I wish this is my science, but it's not.
Right.
So, and this is the science of regrowing brain. Neuro is brain, and Genesis is the beginning. So when we're looking, there's a few factors that are involved, but one of them is B, D, and F, and that's brain derived neurotropic factors, right? And
Mhm.
this is called brain fertilizer.
Right.
Woo, look at that, man. This ain't my terms, man. I swear I wish they were, but they are. So we got something called neurogenesis where you can regrow your brain. And we got something called BDNF, which is called brain fertilizer.
Wow.
Get the heck out of here, man.
What brain fertilizer?
Brain fertilizer.
And
That's
what
the
is that again?
nickname.
Say that again.
Brain derived neurotropic factor. BDNF. Brain derived neuro. And guess what? Guess the best way to get this?
What is it?
Move something.
Exercise.
Exercise. I
Yes.
talk about it in my book. I got it in the Move Something campaign. I don't know where the book is at, but it's in the book. This is science. So when we're looking
Right.
at brain related diseases and injuries, a lack of when the number 2 cause of death is poor diet and lack of
Lack of
exercise.
exercise.
So but this world is just the main focus because people love food.
Right.
Bunch of food-based solutions.
And you asked about the oil. Rosemary oil is good for brain health, cognitive function, mental fatigue, memory. They have lots of studies on rosemary oil. Helps to prevent dementia, all of that good stuff.
I knew it was one. I didn't know because
Mhm.
you're the oil expert.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here you go, right here. Look, this is in my book, The Move Something, right? So in there, this is me talking about neurogenesis and regrowing the brain, and the BDNFs. This is how this diagram is explaining how we get BDNF, and it's resistance training, aerobics, and flexible yoga like yoga and Tai Chi. Those are the movements that causes the body to produce BDNF, which builds the brain. I mean, so it's easy for us to. It's only a few things that we have to do that puts our body on a trajectory to be alive forever, to be healthy. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, Master Farah Muhammad will make us like we're 16 and we'll never lose it. Man,
Right.
let's get it.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, good questions. Let's see. Sister Cassandra, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sister.
She says, what about if you have no energy to exercise?
That peppermint.
Oh, yes. The peppermint will give you a boost of energy.
That peppermint. Breathe. I mean, and I feel you. And I feel you on that. The best thing we could do, and I've learned, is we just have to get up. Once you put yourself in motion, it's easy to stay in motion. Sometimes I don't always want to get up and exercise, but once I get up and I'm starting to take that first couple of movements, I'm good, but I definitely that's something that's a mental, and we can definitely do that. That can be a because we don't have too much left in this show, but that's definitely something I go through.
Right.
Shoot, I'd be like, man,
Right.
you know, but like I say, then that goes at the beginning, like we said, how am I looking at my life? Half full or half empty? And I know no matter what, whether I'm emptying it or filling it, it's up to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's my motivator. And then the more you move, the better you start looking.
You're gonna want to keep it up.
Shoot. Now you've turned exercise into a dopamine releasing activity. So
Right.
it's a reward. So now when your body needs a reward, it will make you get up and exercise to get dopamine.
Right.
I tried to tell you, man.
Yes.
Turning into man.
Yeah. Sister Joy says, keep moving, exercise, and diet. Always back to how to eat to live. Love this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, definitely. That's always going to be the key factor is because it's not just, and these books don't just talk because he tells us some of the people write me and say they don't get the results as they should. It's because of they're eating the wrong mental food. So it's a
Mm,
psychology book as well as a physical book, spiritual
right.
book. It's all of that.
It's
And
all
like you,
three, just like
yes,
the aromatherapy.
yeah, and
Body, mind, and spirit.
mm, that's that right mental food
Right. Yes,
that
sir.
will help you to digest your physical
Physical
food
food.
of how to eat because stress. When we don't know, we really, and that's going to be going into the next show, but we really, especially getting into our age bracket, man, where if we don't learn how to control stress, that's the killer of us, not the food, not the, because that's the drive. Stress is so energetic, right? That it depletes a lot of energy. So the
Yes, it
stress
does.
eating
My goodness.
usually involves replacing the energy I just spent because after I'm angry, now I'm hungry. Not after I'm, because my
Now
body
you
has
need
just used,
soothing.
right, high energy food, not no carrots, not no celery. It needs calories. So it's only so many things that have high amounts of calories in little packages, and that's usually junk food.
Right.
So it's easy to go there because my body, stress is a high energy activity.
Drainer. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Brother, give a class on body mapping and how to use it. Sister
All right.
Cassandra asked for that class, Brother Sean.
That'll be, we got you. We got you.
Yes,
I
sir.
got a book. Hey, ho, wait. I
And
got a
Sister
book.
Cassandra, he already has a book on it.
I can't. I got it somewhere, but I got a book that is similar to what I think you may be asking for. But we got you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. All right, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Sister Cassandra, Sister Joy, Sister Danielle, everybody else that's on. We appreciate you. Thank you for the interaction. All right, and tune in next week, God willing, same time, same station for the Health and Wellness Power Hour. Any closing words, Brother Sean?
Thank you all for tuning in. We see y'all next week, man. And let's continue to grow healthier and grow younger together, man.
That's right. Perfect. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.